recording, just so everybody knows we're recording and you're all on. Yvonne. Okay, we're gonna start.
Am I moving?
Yep. No, you're on the video. Are you okay with that? Okay, so I'm just gonna pretend like the video's not going because it will distract me. So what you're gonna need is, we have our SCOBY hotel here. Is everybody right? Have our SCOBY hotel here, and that's what we're each gonna pull one SCOBY out of when we get done making it here. But what you want to start out with, you want to, where's my white vinegar spray so I can show? Okay, so people on the video. So we have a white vinegar spray here, and Susan has white distilled vinegar. I just put it in a white spray bottle so I can spray things down, sanitize, whatever. But we've already done that. So you people, shout out to Lisa who couldn't make it, and Terry and Karen, and who else? Anita, yeah. Okay, so any of you people who couldn't make it.
Hi, you
guys! Yeah, come here, everybody, meet everybody. Okay, so what we're going to do is, Susan has a quart of purified water, and you want to have reverse osmosis, or it has to be purified, so I just recommend reverse osmosis. All right, so 1 quart, and then, Susan, which one is that high?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're going to do is just bring it to high till it boils, and then we're going to put the tea in it, so we have a few minutes before it will actually boil. So in the meantime, we'll take the organic cane sugar. Everything has to be organic because bacteria, if there's any preservatives, chemicals, or whatever, the bacteria doesn't like that. So anyway, so we'll take this measuring cup. Now, the other thing is you want wooden spoon. That's really important too, because for some reason, I tell you what, these SCOBY dudes are super temperamental. What did yours do, Susan?
Well, mine got invaded by.
Oh, gnats. Yeah. Okay. So they're super temperamental, so you just want to be kind of, treat them with tender, loving care. And organic tea. And I have my other video, and I have a picture of all the ingredients, but if you guys want to take pictures, whatever. So while this is getting ready to boil, I'm going to fill this with a nice measuring cup, Susan. Fill this cup with the white. And you really can't, it's better to overdo the sugar than underdo it, because these little dudes will starve. Okay. Also, so when you guys start this, you're all going to be starting from scratch, right? You're going to have an empty gallon jar. You'll need to get one of these. You don't need a lid. All you're going to need is like a coffee filter, okay? So get an empty gallon jar from somewhere, and then you'll take this right here, plain unflavored kombucha. We'll pour that in. Whoa! Pour that in there really fast. Okay. Pour that in there, and then I'm going to grab one of these SCOBYs out of here. Now this is called the SCOBY Hotel. So basically all I do is just have plain kombucha in here, and every time this does a brew, you get a new SCOBY. Okay. So the SCOBY is the thing that everything cultures from. That's where all the bacteria grow from. And so when we fill this up with the water and the tea, then a SCOBY is going to form on top. So all we're doing here is just making sweet tea, adding it to a little bit of kombucha and a SCOBY.
How long does a SCOBY last?
Forever. It keeps growing. It's like mama and keeps having babies. So these are all from my batches.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So like you can give your friend one or whatever. I spray my hand with vinegar before I dip it in to grab my SCOBY. And here's one of the SCOBY. See, it's just a disc looking thing. Drop it in there. And if you all want to go ahead and grab your SCOBY.
Doesn't it kind of adapt to the size?
But spray that, yeah.
Yeah, spray your hand. Go ahead and put your bottle of. Now you don't have to have a whole 16 ounces in your jar for your SCOBY to transport it. You just need to cover it. You know what I mean? The 16 ounces is to start a brand new batch. That's why I had you all get 16 ounces, just so that you had what you needed.
I got one for you.
SCOBY filter, and I can
And here's your
Spray or it doesn't matter as long as your hands are clean. Just grab a SCOBY. Yeah, they're a little kind of weird to get used to.
Just have you do it.
Here. Oh, where's the spray?
It's right here.
Okay.
Is that one right there? Just one?
Well, I didn't.
Yeah, it's probably sticking to the other
Other
one.
people might have gotten a SCOBY. I didn't get signed up.
Oh,
for
that's
SCOBY.
right. Yeah. Well, I didn't have enough for everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
everybody else should get.
But if you decide you want to do it, we will all have new SCOBYs. We can bring you one in a jar in a future
You got
class.
to clean hands. We're letting you be SCOBY get it.
And this will probably be
Let's see what
overwhelming.
this looks like.
Okay. Because it is. I mean,
Thank you. Kind of what?
it's. Yeah, it is.
Is there two here?
There might be. Yeah, you might have to peel them apart.
Or how many do we need?
I don't know. I've got mine. There should have been 5
Well,
total.
there's
One,
I think there
was
two,
5. You said on.
They're like pancake stacks, so maybe
can't even get it.
that might just be one fat one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh,
I
she's
have-
got hers 5.
Yeah,
That's one.
yeah,
That's just
yeah.
one big one. Yep.
Alright.
Now, I would tell you this.
Mama, big mama.
Now, some people think the size of the SCOBY matters, and it does not. Okay.
That's why I was thinking.
Okay.
Because mine were always be right bigger because I had the big container.
Right. No, the size of the SCOBY doesn't matter. It's the amount of kombucha that matters.
Could we
She's got-
tear that one in half?
You know, I don't know what would happen if you did.
Oh.
It might actually work because it's the amount of kombucha that matters.
But don't ruin something. I don't want you to ruin it.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't try tearing it. I mean, unless
And
you're
then add this.
right.
Mine's gonna explode.
Yeah, just
Well,
burp
just
it.
open it
Just burp
slow.
it first. Oh gosh, it must be because it's warm out that everybody's is
you
like.
have one of those
Sitting
dark
in front of my
bottles.
desk at work.
Yeah, she's got the cool
Are we
bottle.
supposed to fill it all the way up?
Yep.
Use that.
Yeah.
Except for the part I spilled all over your counter.
Yeah.
Here. I did it in the sink. I tried to be.
And it should still be fine.
Sorry.
Make enough.
It's okay, honey.
Okay, so this is, no, I'm not used to your thingies, so this is about boiling, and I'll probably stop the camera when it's doing it. Well, actually, no, we'll keep the camera going so you guys can ask questions if you have any. Yeah, see, all this is just kombucha.
So amounts, I'm sorry, I wasn't listening to the amounts, you're doing.
Okay,
one
so what
pound
we
of
have here is,
beer?
we have 1 quart of water, then I'm bringing to a boil, and then I'm gonna put the 6, how many do you, 7 bags of tea, it can be 6 or 7 bags of tea. So I'm gonna make, yep, there it goes, hot tea, I'm gonna turn it off, and let the tea sit on the burner. I just turned the burner off, so do you have a timer for 15 minutes somewhere? And we're gonna set a timer for 15 minutes while this steeps. So did everybody get that? Gonna steep this for 15 minutes? Okay, cool. Alright,
How big was your pot?
this is an 8 quart. As long as it fits a gallon, you're okay. Now, some people will take the whole gallon of water, they'll make your hot tea, and they'll set this aside for 8 hours. Instead, I just do a quart, and then I add 3 more quarts of room temp water, and it's immediately cool.
That's a good idea.
Okay? This says it's still on, Susan. The red light's still on.
It just means that it's hot.
Okay.
This is,
Okay, cool. I don't want to.
this light's off, so
So-
that means that that's.
So we'll wait 15 minutes. Okay, so what questions do people have while we're waiting for the 15 minutes?
So, you wanna explain what the actual SCOBY is and?
Yes. Okay, so the SCOBY is a symbiotic something. Oh, cultures. SC, organism is O. B is bacteria, I think, and Y is yeast. I
So
hope that's
basically,
right.
the
Google it.
safety, like a common question is the safety of it and how it came to be. I always
Okay,
think
so
it's
I don't know
interesting
how
to
it originally came to be.
Yeah.
I got it from Amazon.
me. Yeah, and I had a friend give me mine.
I a store brought it. And then, so this one SCOBY, I'll fill this up, and then with the tea, gosh, it's still boiling. I gotta put that off the burner. You don't want it boiling for the whole time. You want it to cool off. You got a hot burner. Wow, mine gets cooler much faster than that. So take it off the burner if your burner's really hot. Because you don't need it boiling. All right, so we're gonna fill this with sweet tea. So this SCOBY, all of the tea is going to, the SCOBY's going to eat the sugar, because we're gonna add a bunch of sugar to this. So the SCOBY's gonna eat the sugar. People are like, oh, you're gonna be putting a cup of sugar in here, I'm drinking sweet tea, but there won't be a lot there will be some sugar left, but your body's gonna digest it, because this is gonna create enzymes and bacteria and all kinds of good stuff. Which, is this all, do I have this cup full? Yeah, okay, so, all right, so does that answer the question there?
Yeah.
The SCOBY?
Yeah. And then
Okay.
you just had what kind of tea? Did you do green or black?
Oh, thank you, yes, where's,
It's right here.
yeah, you can do green or black. I do green, organic. And the reason I do green is because it's got antioxidants. I figure why not? But it's gotta be again organic.
How many did you use again?
7. You can use 6 or 7. I usually use 6. This one's mine.
Yeah, that's the.
That's the kombucha that came from one of these batches. So yeah, they are gonna be different colors. This is the normal color that you're gonna see. But I did test one of those from Whole Foods to make sure it works, and it does. In fact, it made my last batch. So it totally works. And then when you're done, you'll, like say, when you're done with this whole batch, you're gonna bottle it up. You'll save 16 ounces worth. Every time, you always want 16 ounces left in here when you make a new batch. And there is I have a whole really good video on this, Carol, too, that you can look at with instructions all typed out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but taking notes is great because I might not have said something on there.
Alright.
Anyway. I'll put the lid on.
And then storage of that, let's say you
Okay.
do it, and then that's what you have left, and that's
Right.
what you saved.
Right, so we fill it up, let's say, oh, so you're saying if you don't wanna make another batch right away?
Yeah, let's just say,
Yeah, you can just leave it like this for like almost a month.
and just let it
And
sit.
just let it, I
Room
would,
temp or no refrigerator?
room temperature anywhere from 68 to 80 degrees. If your house is at 68 degrees, I would probably bump it up to 70 because it'll probably go dormant and won't grow real well. 75 degrees is perfect. So like, if your upstairs is hotter than your downstairs, put it upstairs. That's what I do.
Forget about it.
Susan forgot about hers.
Saying.
And then, like, when you're storing it, I can't remember, honestly, we'll have to Google it, but I put this, I sealed the lid, and it's been like that for 2 weeks fine. So I think if you just have kombucha in the SCOBY, it doesn't have to be an air filter lid. Hey, Susan, do you have coffee filters?
No,
That's,
didn't
that's a
talk
good-
about that.
that was my question, because I always use that cheesecloth stuff.
Yeah, do you have cheesecloth?
With the
I
rubber
think I
band, and the
do.
reason mine got infested is my rubber band snapped.
Oh.
And then
Well,
so
we
that
have
freaks me out a little
But
bit.
that's
I
not
really
really
don't
bad.
have any
That's
kids
good,
this
yeah.
year, this
They're
year.
in their own little world. I don't know what they're doing.
There we go.
But you do need the cloth.
You do
when
need
it's
something to
cooking.
cover this because the gnats love it. I mean, I got
I'm
gnats.
concerned
Not
about it.
swarming, but 2 or 3 every now and then. It's really annoying. Now, I notice if I keep this up in my bedroom, the gnats, for some reason, aren't hanging out. And they hang out in the kitchen, probably because I have bananas.
Yeah, that's the type of stuff I use.
Oh, sweet.
Look at you.
Well, cut a piece off, please. We'll need it like, and you'll need a rubber band.
Just
Are you
FYI,
going to introduce us
this
to
is
your
the
lovely
milk
assistant?
bag. I finally got a milk
Susan?
bag off of
My
Amazon,
lovely assistant.
for the,
No bags.
to do the coffee enema.
And for the coffee enema too?
What's this for?
It's a milk bag for the
Milk
coffee.
bag.
Mhm.
What do you need
So
a
you
milk
know
bag
how-
for the coffee?
Well, because I make my coffee on the stove,
Oh, because you do it. Oh, I
and
do
so
the coffee
instead of using these over and, I mean,
Oh.
just going through all of this,
Milk
then
bag.
I use this.
Yeah, I was
That's
trying
what it says it is.
Sorry, but
I googled it and it said to use a
I
milk
know.
bag.
Oh, I thought you
You're
said
on
nut
milk,
bag.
too.
And where does one find that? Where do you find that?
I got it on Amazon.
So, and then your nut milk, your almond milk too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and the almond milk. You know what? I found out that if the almonds are not organic and raw, your homemade almond milk will go sour in like a
Does
couple
it need
days.
to be thicker than that?
I don't know, Susan. You used to use cheesecloth. I've always
Yeah, you know what, I sometimes I double up because I felt a little bit better.
I was gonna say,
personally.
well,
I mean, I know
because I'm thinking,
some people even
Yeah.
use like a cloth, like a.
Yeah,
thin
a really
towel.
thin, a really
Do
thin
you have a
towel.
thin towel? That might work, Susan.
probably not,
Okay. Sorry, I didn't.
But that works
Prepared to
though.
use this,
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so
terrible.
hey, where's your timer so we don't miss
It's
it?
right here.
I had one of those.
Oh.
Has that glass.
Oh, we have 9 minutes left. I'm gonna put this on pause.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna start. Okay, I put it back on. All right, so here's the thing. So after this is done and you put it in the bottles, you want to get organic juice, any organic juice. Again, everything has to be organic, right? Because it's picky. So organic. I get this brand, bam, Lakewood. I know, people. I get Lakewood just because it's pressed instead of concentrate. I got one from concentrate once and it tasted watered down when I used it. It just wasn't very good.
Yeah, because those are real potent.
These are really potent and they work really well. So just shake it up good and you'll just, I'll line my bottles up and I'll put an ounce in each bottle and then I'll take a funnel, and this is messy, so you gotta kind of get creative on how to get it into the bottles. And then you'll fill the bottles up to about here. I don't go too high just because they'll get more carbonated than, those are fake carbonated from the grocery store. But anyway, so then after this sits for 2 days, so you'll fill them all up, put the lids on tight, put them in a cabinet somewhere, and then you can put them in the refrigerator. I put this in the refrigerator after 48 hours. Now I'm ready to drink it. What happens in that second, it's called the second fermentation, when you put them in the cabinet, a new little SCOBY thing starts to grow because it's still alive. That's why I know the stuff at Whole Foods isn't alive,
That's so interesting. Yep.
because theirs doesn't grow a new SCOBY. So there's, can I have a fork, please? And this is gross. It's like a blob.
Well, I was gonna ask you how much of that stuff, if you get it, if you eat it or drink it.
Oh, it's so good for you. If you,
I know.
it's disgusting.
I know. Okay, just making sure. Cause
Well,
there's
so-
Well,
so when
sometimes you get something slimy out of it, out of
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
Oh, do you?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
well, good. That's a good sign.
Yeah, see, it's got.
Oh no, this is like a big thing of snot.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them
Great.
See, look at this.
looked like that.
See
And
if I-
I've gulped it down before and,
Well, here, let me.
So that's okay though?
I'm sorry to make it
yeah,
last.
because
Here, let me
it's just
find
good
it.
bacteria.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just another SCOBY trying to form. Sorry, Susan, I'm making a
It's
mess
okay,
here.
it's fine.
Hi.
Kombucha.
Okay, oh, there it came, wait a minute.
Good. It's pretty good.
Usually I can't like not find it. Oh, there you go, see how it's like icky?
Oh, there's the slime.
nice.
And you do not want to swallow that, it's gross.
No, I
Okay.
don't want to swallow that one.
How do you think you're gonna do that?
Alright, so
I'm
if
not
everybody
sure.
wants to taste, this is the grape, exactly what Susan got.
Make sure you close the door.
Oh, I've accidentally drank it before, it's like, I spit it out, it's just
Oh,
gross.
yeah. Great.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We should all be over here going.
That's right. Okay, 4 minutes left.
Mmm. Oh my gosh. I love this so much better than
It's so much smoother.
$3.69 a bottle.
Yeah.
Wine.
Right.
I know I could drink it out of a wine glass. There you go. That's your treat.
There you go. It's really good with cheese. I know you're not supposed to have it with cheese, but I have it with cheese sometimes. If you like ginger's a good thing. Slice up gingers and put. So you just take your
Because you
bottle.
can really infuse anything, right? If
You
wanted
can. You
to.
can pretty much put anything in here as long as it's organic. You can put herbs. You can put. I tried apple. I'm not crazy about apple juice, so I didn't like that much. But if you do, apple ginger's good. You can do lemon
My kids would
ginger.
like that apple ginger.
So how much would you put in there then? Like if you put,
For this bottle, 1 to 2 ounces. If you want, I put 1 ounce, and that's pretty sweet.
Yeah. It is.
I put 1 ounce.
Good.
Because it's probably because I got such, this is the good juice. If you get the more watered down concentrate juice, you probably would need 2 ounces. And you can even put, I've put frozen fruit. I put like 10 frozen cherries and did that, and it works great. And then the other thing I do, and this is kind of like in the morning, I add, after this is all done, I'm getting ready to drink it in the morning, I add frozen cherries to like 7 or whatever, 7 or 10. And then at the end I eat them because
Oh yeah.
they're just really good. It's like a treat at the end.
That's one of my favorite snacks. Frozen cherries.
How long are those bottles good for? Because you said it's gonna make, what, 7 bottles, is that what you said? How many bottles does it make? 7?
Oh, that's a good question. It makes about 8 bottles would be this whole thing, but you're gonna leave some, so 6 or 7. And as your scobies start to multiply, it takes up space. So I've had like 3 or 4 scobies, and I'm like, why aren't I eating much kombuchas? Because the scobies are hogging all the space, so you gotta throw them away or give them away or make a hotel.
That's what I was gonna say. Okay, so once they start building up, as long as you take them off and store, and when you're storing them, your hotel.
Yeah.
You're storing them at room temp or in the
Yeah.
refrigerator? Always room
temp.
temp.
Always room
Always
temp.
room temp.
And when you store them, you can put a lid, seal tight.
Okay.
It just has to be straight
Because
kombucha.
it's not cooking.
It doesn't
you're
have
just
to
Right.
be in
keeping
the
it.
dark or anything.
No, but never in direct sunlight. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you probably said this 8 times.
That's okay.
And how long will these be good for?
That's what she was asking. So any of this is good for about 3 to 4 weeks. So this is good for about 3 to 4 weeks. The hotel, this after you bottle everything, 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay.
And if you
But you're
can
putting those in the
fridge. Now technically you can
48
leave these
hours.
sit out the whole 3 to 4 weeks, but they will be really carbonated and they will get real acidy tasting because they'll keep fermenting.
Okay.
And the alcohol will go way up. Like after even a couple of days, I can feel the alcohol in these. So they'll keep fermenting.
Is that?
Okay.
There we go.
It's a healthy way to drink
Or you
it.
put chia seeds in there too?
The chia seeds are tricky. I've had a really hard time with them.
with what?
Chia seeds because they don't absorb the tea. So you have to make the chia gel separate and then combine it. But when you do that, then it waters down your kombucha. So the stuff they're doing in the store, they have to be adding grape juice or something after the fact. They're not disclosing something because they are way too perfectly suspended. And it's really sweet and flat. So, and there was something else I was going to say about this. I think I may have forgotten. Oh, that's right. Okay, so when you set this aside, I say 14 days. But like right now, my house is pretty warm, so 12 days is what I'm doing it. Anywhere from 12 to 30 days, depending on the taste you like. If your house is 68 degrees, go at least 14 days. If your house is 75 degrees, 14 days will be perfect. If your house is like, so basically, the cooler your house, the longer you go. If you like it real, it'll taste like apple cider vinegar if you wait a long time. Okay, so now this is finally ready. That's still hot.
Stir, stir.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is take the tea bags out of here. Thanks. Thank you, my lovely assistant Susan. Okay, so I'm taking the tea bags out. I gotta tell you something, I'm like a real slob in the kitchen. I'm a real mess. I make a mess everywhere. Okay, and then we're gonna stir in our sugar and dissolve it. Man, this is one heck of a cup. Far away from me, so far away from me. Okay, so I'm gonna dissolve the sugar in here. And this is where I was saying I add the room temp to cool it back down. Because if you put hot or cold water in here, you will kill your SCOBY. You want it to be between 70 and 80 degrees. Which is, you know, kind of like if anybody has kids' baby bottle temperature, or just stick your pinky in and you can tell. But I know based on, I've done this 1,000 times, so I know that doing 1/4, you know, in here, and then doing the other 3/4 room temperature works. I've yet to have a problem. So I'll combine it all in here, and then, now you're not gonna get exactly a gallon, because again, you have 16 ounces here, so just, put as much as it will fit. Are you taking pictures? We got the whole video, not that we're gonna even post the video, I don't know. Oh, and that was the other thing, this has to be a stainless steel pan. What is floating around in here? Something is floating around in there. Sugar, I hope. Something's floating around in there. Okay. Alright, so Susan has, oh my gosh, water ready for
3
me.
more quarts, right?
Whoa, jeez. Oh, Susan, I'm sorry. This is really messy. Go for it. Somebody else do it, because I'm just not doing well. How do you get it from out of the spout?
I don't know.
It's
Okay.
really slow.
Oh, you can't go slow, I guess. Yeah, that's why I don't cook. Okay. Oh, you know what? We can just take
water.
that big old, where's the big old water jug? 'Cause we need more.
It's right here.
Okay, so we can just pour it straight in here, because I know that just based on doing this enough.
But normally you would just add one more quart, right?
Yeah, total of 4 quarts. Like I've just gotten
Oh,
done.
adding a total of 4 more.
I'm sorry, adding
No,
3.
adding
Oh,
a
adding
total. The total in there
Right,
is
Into
4 quarts.
So adding 3.
Right, 4 quarts total. And then, oh boy, I'm not doing this. Susan, you do
Well,
this. Then you pour this into
She
here.
has that little cute little
yeah,
side.
yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, yeah. And, oh, and that, did I say stainless steel? Yeah,
Yes.
you don't want metal. Yeah.
And this is, it's all ready?
It's all ready, and you can pour it in there. So see, I mean, even though this,
They're both the
we
same
made it
on
more
each
complicated
side?
than it needs to be. It's just sweet tea. That's all it really is. Yeah. It pours pretty well. I just nothing great in it. And so the little Scooby Doo floats around, and it might sink, it might float. Don't worry about it. When you get the new, okay, so go right to the bottom rim if you got enough. Okay, stop. Now, the new SCOBY, if you see, we got filled up to here. The new SCOBY is going to form on the top, and what you'll see, you can peek at it. Don't move this. Once you put it in location, you don't want to move it because it'll disturb it, because it's going to create a film on top, right? But you can peek at it, and you'll see a little white film start to form.
Like it just did.
Well, that's the SCOBY came to the top. But baby SCOBY, then it'll form on the top, and mama SCOBY will probably stay on the top. Yeah, we don't need that.
Well,
There's extras. As long
I was
as
just
the
gonna say,
ratio,
there's just a little bit.
yeah, as long as the ratio of sugar is 1 cup of sugar to the gallon, you're fine. You really don't have to be that picky. But I was all nervous when I first started it. I see something floating in there. Where's the white vinegar?
Or maybe it was in the pan.
It might have been, but I cleaned out the pan. I think it might be a yeast. That's the other thing, the brown is yeast. Okay, so let's talk about that. So on this SCOBY, there's like brown stuff. That's yeast, and that's okay. All of yours has a little bit of brown. If you see green, you got a problem. If it starts to smell really bad, you got a problem. But it's really, I mean, I've been doing this for over a year, and I've not had any. I was freaked out at first. I'm like, oh my gosh, because I literally found a cat hair in one of my, when I was making the sweet tea, I was like, shit, cat hair? This ain't gonna work. They got all kinds of bacteria. I pulled it out, no problem. So don't overreact if you see, you know what I mean? Just, I put a post on that says, God bless. I put a post that says, God bless my kombucha, and you know what? God can bless it. So, and then the last thing is you want to put, yes, there's little floaties in here. What are these little floaties? There's one. It looks like tea. Oh, tea.
Probably the tea that came from the bag.
Tea got away. Okay. Okay. So, you'll need a paper bag. Do you have a paper bag?
I did not.
Maintenance, man.
Poor Susan. Okay, well, see, that's why I did the other video. It's way better. Okay, so there you go. That'll work. Susan, do you think that's good enough, isn't it? Good enough coverage?
Does it need more?
I don't think so.
What do you use?
You'll know if you see gnats floating.
Yeah, what do you use at home to cover?
I use a coffee filter,
Okay.
and
have one. I have.
like an
Okay,
unbleached
some
coffee filter.
Okay, I wish we had those.
I did watch the video.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. It's better than
Yeah.
this
So
is.
you don't put a
Way
lid,
back
you
on.
don't put a lid back on, you use
Right,
cheesecloth.
yeah, you use cheesecloth or a coffee filter,
So it's
something,
air.
because it's gotta get air.
Here's
yeah.
my filter.
Probably won't work.
Just so
Okay,
it's-
now, the paper bag was my idea. Most people are like, oh, put it, in a closet or whatever. It's like, but you need airflow. So I'm like, where do I have a closet that has, airflow? So in order to make it flexible and be able to put it anywhere in the house, I use a paper bag. And do you have a scissors? So I make it. I cut the bottom out and then I just slide it over. Yeah. Now I use a smaller paper
Make
bag.
sure you know
And
where
then
she's
you
gonna
use
sit
it for
first.
transport, is that what you're saying?
What?
What's the reason for it then if you're cutting the bottom?
Oh, to keep it in a dark place.
Oh, to keep the dark?
Yeah, so she could put it on her, well, not her refrigerator, but she can put it anywhere in the house now. And it won't matter whether it's light, sunlight,
That's
dark.
a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm gonna double bag that though, just because it's so heavy.
No, I need a scissors.
I know.
No, we don't need a double
Oh.
bag. No.
Put the bottom out. What did I do with those scissors? They were over there.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so, let me see how tall. Oh, we got lots of. So, this is hand-on learning. Are we calling that? Yep. Pumpkin is the whole food. Yeah, this is like,
See, keeps the darkness.
Slick.
I'm loving that.
and you can still peek at it and not disturb him.
Now, how can you still peek at it?
Because this is, not too tall, you can still take the rubber band
I
off.
think
it.
that's my trouble. I peek at it, and that's how my rubber band got busted. Or
Oh.
maybe got weak. I don't
Yeah,
know.
don't peek at it until you get another rubber band. Buy some celery, they got rubber bands on their celery. So then, what's that for?
Did you want that to go around
No,
there?
it's fine. I mean, you might
What's
want
that
to,
for?
you might want to tape, you could just put a piece of tape on
Some
it.
people have hair ties, or new hair ties, and have hair. Look at my daughter's hair ties, if they're new,
Oh,
that
yeah,
might work too.
just take that and we're
And those
done.
will break.
And then we need a marker or a Post-it. I use a Post-it because you're gonna put the date that it's done, so that you don't forget about it.
I don't have.
That's okay. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is write on here,
2 weeks from today, or whatever day.
God bless Susan's kombucha. And then what's today's date? And what's 16th?
16.
So it'll be the 30th. So 8/30. So that's when it'll be done. You might want to put it on your phone calendar.
Yeah.
Yeah, good idea. Okay, but the nice thing is now that you have this
Let's
paper
all put
bag,
it on
Susan,
our phones and send Susan.
you can put it on top of your china cabinet over there. You'll never forget it. Okay, so
It's
let's.
too cold down here.
Is it 65 really?
Oh, you said 65?
No,
I thought you said
You said
75.
65, so I thought, is it really 65? It doesn't feel like it.
Well, it's not right now because I turned the
Oh,
air
okay.
off earlier.
So now
I didn't
let's
want everyone to
pretend.
freeze.
Ding! It's 14 days later, right? Take this off. You will have another SCOBY in here. They will be stuck together. Baby and mama will be kind of stuck together. You might have to peel them apart, but you don't need to bother with it unless you're going to give one to a friend. I wait until there's a few SCOBYs before I start throwing them
Keep
away.
reusing it.
Yeah, and they're good for gardens too. I don't know how to use it for a garden, but I guess they feed gardens if anybody's a gardener. Anyway, so then you'll pop this off and you will carefully pour it into bottles. What I do is put it, as you can see, I'm really good at pouring things. So I get a funnel and I pour it into a smaller measuring cup, and then I put literally all my bottles in the sink. So it's lower level. So because this is really hard to pour from, it really is a pain in the rear. So then I'll put. Now they have siphon things you can buy, but I knew that would just be a disaster for me. I was like,
So did you say you do or do not use a funnel?
I do.
You do.
I'll put a funnel
I'm sorry.
in here,
Each-
yeah, in
yeah.
each one, and
Makes
just start. It still makes a little bit of a mess, but at least it's in the sink.
Yeah.
And then put them in the bottles, cap them off with the juice, put them in the cupboard, and then this will be down to to 2. Now that's going to be another thing. You'll get to know where 16 ounces is, but you can't really mark it because your scobies are gonna make it a different amount. So when in doubt, leave too much. You can't have, you could leave it all the way up here and start a new batch. So leaving too much is the better doubt. Or pour it all out, measure it, make sure you got 16 ounces, pour it back in and drop the SCOBY in.
Now, I'm sorry if I missed this.
That's
Did you put the SCOBY on a plate before you poured? I think I've done that in the past. Do you take the SCOBY out before you pour?
Oh no, I just hold my hand in there and
You,
keep
as
it.
long as you're,
That's
you're
probably why
just
it's
guarding
messy.
it. Okay, you're guarding it with your hand.
Yeah, I'm guarding with my hand
So
and it
is it
spills
not
everywhere.
okay to put it on a plate?
It's okay to put on a plate with a
Okay.
sanitizer. Yep. Yeah, probably would.
That's what I
What is the grapefruit juice for?
The grape, okay, so the grape is to flavor it for the second fermentation. So this is first fermentation. This will take 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, depending on how you like it. I like 2 weeks. And then you'll take this juice and you'll pour it into 6 or 7 of these bottles, an ounce of it. And then you'll pour this
And then
in.
you pour that in there.
And if you want it plain,
If you want it plain, you can't second ferment it.
you just
You just throw it in the refrigerator. Don't put anything in it.
Because I like plain too.
Because this needs sugar, or I'm sorry, the second fermentation needs more sugar to ferment it more. Because that's what's called second ferment. So when you ferment something, ferment means it eats the sugar and creates bacteria. So this is first ferment. You can drink it after 14 days straight out of here. You can drink it right now.
It'd be ready, okay.
Yeah, but it'd be ready in 14 days, drink it straight, but it just tastes like beer. It
Okay.
smells kind of like beer when you get it done.
Alright.
But I like the flavor, obviously, so that's why I save my kombucha bottles and I put juice in each one, and then I pour it in, set it aside for 2 days, then put it in the refrigerator, and then it's carbonated, you know. And it'll even be carbonated here after 14 days, but, so that's what this juice is for, is to flavor it, and you want organic.
And that has the sugar in it that you need.
Right, because this is just nothing but sugar, really, honestly. Yeah, so that has the sugar that will create the alcohol. So like when, I think after 14 days, this won't have any alcohol. I think it's only when you second bottle it that it starts to create the alcohol. And that's why the stores pull them all. See her dark bottle here? Can I see that, Erin? Okay, so this dark bottle here, I think this one, did they ask you if you were 18?
No,
Okay.
they don't ask me either.
Okay.
It was just in Colorado where they asked us to see my ID.
Okay, because supposedly this one is truly not, they don't stop the fermentation.
Oh.
Whereas the clear bottles, they stop, because the alcohol will go up. If you just, you know, the longer this sits in the refrigerator slows down that second ferment, but it'll still continue to ferment. I mean, if after a week or two of this in the fridge, it'll taste more and more tart and sour. So I like to drink mine in the first week when it's sweet.
But you have to within 3 weeks, is that what you said?
I would do it,
2.
it's supposed to be able to go 4 weeks. I've just never tried
So
that.
you end up with 7. Does your husband drink them?
Oh yeah,
Okay, so you keep it flowing.
okay, so
So
not
one-
to confuse